Mastery of the whole apparatus of thought and consciousness. That is what Raja Yoga says. And many people tell me, you talk about higher mind, I am not conscious of it. I don't know how to change my consciousness. I don't have an illumined mind. I don't have an intuitive mind. It is wrong. All of us have reached the level of intuitive mind. If not, you cannot understand Sri Aurobindo and cannot sit in this class. You remember that. Many people ask me, you saying like that as if you are an authority of it. I said I am not an authority of Sri Aurobindo, but I am an authority of common sense. If few people are sitting in an intermediate class and they are attending an intermediate lecture, it means they have a right to hear that lecture. Is it wrong statement? If somebody is sitting in a BSc class and is hearing that lecture, and I on the veranda say, even though I may not be knowing about the science, that those people who are hearing it are science students, right? And now you are sitting in an integral class, integral yoga class. Naturally, at least you must have reached a level of intuitive mind. If not, you can't understand this. You will run away from this. So have that confidence that you can use the intuitive mind. But what happened? The recoiling effect. We have forgotten it. Just as Sri Krishna said to Arjuna, you have forgotten. Ajopissan, even though I am unborn, avyaya, but still I am born with my own Atma Maya. Similarly, you are also born. But you have forgotten it. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacharjuna. So remember that. So Hatha Yoga you understood, and you have to practice. And if possible, next time when I come, let us start this workout of 5 Pandavas. For Mahabharata, not for Mahabharata, for the real Mahabharata, where the 5 Pandavas are now fighting with the elevated supramental Sri Krishna to have an Akhanda Bharat. And 3 years is more than enough, you remember. The Mahabharata was over in 18 days. And do you think you need 3 years? I am just giving 3 years so that we can train ourselves for those crucial periods. But I would be very happy if you can have that spirit that next lunar February 29th, we should have the Akhanda Bharat. So for this, what you have to do? Get 5 Pandavas. How do you get it? By unifying your 5 chakras, the Prapancha. Now, this process of unifying the chakras, the 5 chakras, needs a change in consciousness. How to do it? You can do it instantaneously. You can act like a father, you can act like a friend, you can act like a father-in-law, you can act like an enemy at the same time, with the same group, in the same place, is it not? Suppose a marriage is going on. How many consciousness changes can you have at the same instant? You will be talking to your son as a father. You will be talking to your wife as a husband. You will be talking to your brother as an younger or elder. And all these are not consciousness changes, then what? If you can have such a wide variety of consciousness changes, why can't you change your consciousness to 4 levels only? To a higher mind, to an illumined mind, to an intuitive mind, to an overmind. The only thing is, you don't know what they mean. Whenever a scientist formulates a law, it is a descent of overmind, 3 intuitive mind, 2 illumined mind. The scientist works for illumination. For example, I always give an example of cancer. Because the repetition of it, I hope, will make the cancer cure earlier. It is using the mind power. So I always give this example. So what the scientist is doing, he is utilizing a higher mind. What is the higher mind? Which is beyond the five senses. You understand? The higher mind is beyond the five senses. And he is trained as a scientist to record what he observes from the five senses, synthesize them, and get an illumination. And when it is illumined, what happens? A intuition dawns, a theory happens. And when the theory is developed into a law, it is the overmind coming in, but only fragmentary, not continuously. But if you can understand these examples in your daily life also, somewhere or other you are touching them. That is what he means. Mastery of the whole apparatus of thought and consciousness. It fixes its eye on the chitta, that stuff of mental consciousness in which all these activities arise, and it seeks, even as Hatha Yoga with its physical material, first to purify and tranquilize the mind. Next slide. Now you understand what Raja Yoga is supposed to do? Just as in Hatha Yoga, by asanas you control the Annamaya Kosha, by pranayama and yoga nidra you control the vital body. Through Raja Yoga you control the mind and its consciousness levels. The triple path of devotion, knowledge and works attempts the province which Raja Yoga leaves unoccupied. You remember, Raja Yoga can help you only to bring you to the various levels of consciousness, the mind. But Bhakti Yoga has nothing to do with mind. It has to do with heart, with emotions. And that emotional aspect is what is life, the heart. And then knowledge. What is knowledge? It is not the knowledge of the mind in Raja Yoga. It is the knowledge acquired by the five senses. You understand the difference? In Raja Yoga, the levels of consciousness are changing. It is a stepwise development. And here in Jnana Yoga, it is a breadth-wise development, collecting more and more knowledge. You understand? Knowledge is a concentric, is small knowledge, personal knowledge, family knowledge, social knowledge, scientific knowledge, bigger and bigger rings on the same plane. That is Jnana Yoga, on the same plane. And what we talked about Raja Yoga is ascending staircase. It is knowledge, but knowledge converted into consciousness. You understand the difference? And now it does not occupy with the elaborate training of the whole mental system, but seizes on certain central principles, the intellect, the heart and the will. Now you understand these 3 points. The Bhakti Yoga seizes the heart. And now, let me tell you one thing. If you can keep Sri Aurobindo in the brain and Mother in the heart and speak out, this is the easiest way of supramental descent. If you can keep Mother in your heart, Sri Aurobindo in your brain, and let them speak together, it is another integration. And that is what is meant by this. You speak is work.